guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to quickly sit down and film a summer favorites. I know that I skipped over June and now we're well into August, so it's not really fair to call it a July favorites. So we're just gonna go ahead and call it summer favorites. I hope that's okay with you. As per usual, I have quite a few products to talk about, so yeah, let's get started. Alright, so since this is summer favorites, we can't go without mentioning something very important, and that is sunblock. Of course, we need to protect ourselves from the sun. And this year, the sun has been pretty brutal. I remember in my May favorites, which was my last monthly favorites, I mentioned the Laneige sunblock, and this has completely taken over its place. This is the Missha All-Around Safe Block Essence Sun Milk with SPF 50, and this one is specifically targeted for sensitive skin. They do have two other different sunblocks. I believe one is waterproof, and I think the other one is just the original version. So of course, since I have very sensitive skin, I went with this one. And what I like so much about this sunblock in particular is that it doesn't leave that kind of sticky feeling or tacky feeling that most sunblocks leave behind. It's very safe to use on the face. With the Laneige, I was kind of hesitant to use that on my face because it had all those shimmers and that tacky feeling. So this I like to use underneath my makeup if it doesn't already have SPF, and just on days when I'm not using any makeup at all. So this is a great sunblock to have, especially for this summer. So next for skincare, and kind of moving into makeup, because these are the Cover FX Custom Blot Drops, and these could be used one of two ways, either as a primer or in place of blotting sheets. Now I'm gonna admit that I've never been brave enough to actually use them the second way. Just the idea of applying a liquid over makeup kind of terrifies me. I think that I'm gonna get breakouts. You know, just for hygiene purposes, it doesn't make too much sense to me. I have seen people use it and I have seen that it works. I'm just terrified to try it on myself. I will eventually at some point, but right now my skin is kind of, it's been acting up a little bit. Nothing too bad, but it has. So I will eventually try that and I'll keep you updated. What I can vouch for is that it does an excellent job at keeping oil at bay. I use it before my primer and I just apply it in my oiliest places, which is my cheeks, my chin, my nose, and right here in my forehead. I don't use it all over because I use it before primer. It leaves kind of a satin finish. I don't think it does a great job at diminishing pores or fine lines or anything like that, but it's great for controlling sebum. And the primer I've been enjoying layering on top of the drops is the Pony Effect Ultimate Prep Primer. This is the original. They do have two others in this line, and I'm kind of cheating with this one because I don't think I've used this for more than 2 weeks, but it's so good that I thought it was worth a mention. I think I also mentioned this in my May favorites, which is kind of around the time I was introduced to Pony Effects, that they come out with new products what seems like every week or every other day. They're constantly coming out with new products in the range, which is both a blessing and a curse. Curse on your wallet, a blessing if you're addicted to makeup, specifically K-beauty. There's constantly new things to try, and I have honestly never been disappointed by any Pony Effect products yet. So I will continue to buy and try them. So let me go ahead and mention why I like this primer so much. And this is meant for controlling sebum and to diminish texture. I think it does a wonderful job at both. Once again, this kind of leaves a satin velvety finish, and lately I've been having a little bit of issues as well with texture, specifically here on my cheeks wherever my highlight goes. That's kind of normal for a lot of people, as well as in between the eyebrows, and I think this does a really great job at smoothing that out before I apply foundation. And let me go ahead and get out of the way the other two Pony Effect products I have. And funny enough, I had ordered this, which is the Mattifying Blur Powder. This is the pressed version, and shortly after, Mimi Box was kind enough to send me the loose powder version, so now I have both, and I use them both on a daily basis. This I use to set my foundation, and then I go ahead and use this to bake under my eyes. And I think that these do such an amazing job at controlling oil that they kind of are replacing my Rimmel Stay Matte powder, which is saying a lot because that is my holy grail, plus it's drugstore, but these are slowly creeping up to that status. Another thing I really like about these, or specifically the loose powder version, is the packaging. I'm a sucker for really good packaging, and I had previously been exclusively using the Laura Mercier powder to bake under my eyes. I'm not a really big fan of that sifter. I think it's a little bit messy and a really big hassle to travel with. This, on the other hand, you don't have to unscrew the top. It pops up here, you have the mirror, the puff, and the sifter is actually that kind of bouncy net. I don't know if you guys have ever used the Tarte Amazonian Clay Powder Foundation, but it's that exact same net. I think it does a much better job at keeping the product inside. And I say that as I spill powder all over myself. Okay. I feel like I'm talking really fast, and I am sorry, but it is currently 12:28 a.m. I had previously filmed this video, but that footage turned out horribly, so I wanted to make it presentable for you guys. So if it seems like I'm kind of rambling, going too fast, rushing through, if I get my words all twisted up, that is the reason. I'm kind of tired. So yeah, let me go ahead and continue with these products. The next item I have is another Missha product, and this is the Missha Magic Cushion with SPF 50. So this is kind of known for being the go-to cushion foundation for people with oily skin, hence the reason I just had to pick it up, and it's true. It's kind of turned into my everyday foundation. I gravitate towards this one above all my other cushion foundations. I don't know if you guys could see here, you probably can't, but down here I have my other 3 cushion foundations, plus over there I have one I have yet to try, and this is the one that I grab every day. Now, I wouldn't say it's great at, or it's not great for achieving a full coverage. Usually cushion foundations aren't known for that, or at least none of the ones I have used do that. If there is one out there, I have yet to try it. But I usually don't go for full coverage foundations either way. I like for my skin to peek through, and any imperfection I could go ahead and cover with concealer. Not a big deal for me. It does have quite a bit of longevity, like, I don't know, I would say maybe 6 to 8 hours. Maybe 8 hours is pushing it, but I would say maybe 6 hours where you could get out of this. Usually cushion foundations don't last that long, specifically because they have that SPF element, and eventually it's gonna start to break up on your face, or at least, once again, that is the experience I've had with cushion foundations so far. Also, another drawback, I feel like I've been saying a lot of negative things. They're not really negative things about it, because I really like this cushion foundation, but once again, there's a limit to the shades. As with most cushion foundations, this one actually has 3, which is pretty impressive. I had originally picked up shade number 27, which is the darkest in the range, and that's too dark for me, so this is shade number 23, which is the second one. So yeah, just thought I'd mention that. Even though I just listed a whole bunch of things that seem negative, they're not. I really like this cushion foundation, don't get me wrong. The next 2 products I actually used in my sunset inspired makeup look, and first is the Etude House Secret Beam Highlighter in pink and white. And like I said back then, this is not for the faint of heart. It's a very bam in your face highlighter. It's very iridescent and very beautiful. Unfortunately, I'm not wearing it today. I'm actually wearing Champagne Pop, so forgive me for that, but this is a beautiful highlighter, especially for those of you who like to make an impact and a statement with your highlighter. This is a great one. And the other Etude House product I used for that look is the Dear Darling tint in number 2 Real Red. Now, what I really like about this lip tint is that contrary to the other Korean lip tints I've tried, This one stays hydrating and moisturizing throughout the day. I kind of feel like it never dries down, but it still stains your lips, and I have it on today. See, that one I really do have on today. Really like this lip tint. Can't wait to pick up more shades. I'm actually not too sure how many other shades they have, but I'm pretty sure this is not the only one. So once I get a hold of those, I will update you guys. And quick before my battery decides to die, I wanted to mention the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel Polish in Birthday Suit. Now I know that this seems like a boring shade, but I really do keep it boring with my nail colors. I don't venture out of nudes, pinks, and reds. But I still think that this is a really classy color, and I'm just a really big fan of the Miracle Gel line in general. I really like that it has a nice big applicator that just makes, of course, application a lot easier, and the formulation and pigmentations in these are great. Even though this is a nude, you really don't need more than 2 coats, and even though it says Miracle Gel, this isn't a gel polish. You don't need the UV light. It just refers to the finish. It leaves kind of that glossy coat, and these really aren't that easy to chip, which I love. I do use an SC coat on top of these, so I don't know if it has to do with the top coat or this, but I just know that combined together, they do a great job. So really been loving this nail polish, specifically this summer. I am so out of breath, I feel like I ran a marathon. Not that I would know what that feels like, but either way, very out of breath. So that concludes my summer favorites. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and I wasn't speaking too fast throughout the whole thing. Oh god, I want to cry. Okay, hopefully when I sit down to edit this mess of a video, it all makes sense. We could only pray. Either way, all of my links will be down below so that we could stay connected. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so that you're notified every time I put out a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for stopping by, and until next time.